Hello, YouTube. I'm telling you, it's Comedy Central over here in the YouTube studio of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch. So good evening, YouTube. My name is Robert Alvarez. I am the Psychic Witch, although I am also Mr. Lighting and a Fan. And yes, I have the lighting over here, I have some lighting over here, and I have the fan over here. I have a fan over there too, but it's off, so I'm not going to count that one. Anyway, many blessings to you and yours. Right now the time is approximately 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and the date is Monday, June 22nd, 2020. This past weekend was very, very powerful in that we went from the summer solstice, at least in my part of the world, the summer solstice, and then we went from a dark moon to a new moon and solar eclipse in Cancer. So we had these three occurrences in Cancer. And then, of course, this week we have Neptune retrograding, another planet retrograding, and Venus going direct. So there's a lot going on this month astrologically, at least in Western astrology. But I wanted to take a few moments and give a huge, huge thank you to everyone who had a reading with me last weekend at Notions and Potions, everybody who scheduled a phone, email, Skype, or video call reading before or after, and of course everybody who spread the word. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, especially thank you. I was super happy to be back in Beacon. I was especially happy to be back giving readings at Notions and Potions. It made me happier than I can tell you. It just really did. It was interesting because, again, you know, there are still a lot of things that are changing, that are going back to the way they were, that are starting to go back to the way they were. I don't know about how it is in your part of the world, but please let me know in the comments how it is in your part of the world. I know that in the state of New Jersey, which is where I live, there are a lot of Phase 2 and Phase 3 reopenings that have already begun taking place. Where I live, specifically in New Jersey, there isn't a lot of space for like outdoor dining. There are some places that can make it happen because they already have that set up, but a lot of the places where I normally love to eat in my area really don't have that. And in my specific area, the sidewalks are a bit narrow. You'd say that they're narrow, right, Drake? Yeah, he's confirming they're narrow. So, but I will say that with regards to the state of New York, every place except for New York City is in Phase 2 or Phase 3. Interestingly enough, even Long Island is in Phase 2, which I found hysterical because, as I've mentioned in a few previous videos, Long Island is considered the 6th New York City borough, even though New York City still has 5. But every place else in New York State, it's Phase 2 moving in the direction of Phase 3 reopenings. So it was lovely to see. Places that were beginning to open up, and there are places in Beacon that can offer outdoor dining with no inconveniences to anyone. So I was very happy to see that. And of course, as some of you know, I'm also a Google Local Guide. So I receive all these points for photographs and reviews and detailed reviews and things like that. So, but I do want to finish because one of the main reasons I'm making this video is to express gratitude and praise to the great goddess, to all the other deities that are sacred to me, to the spiritual companions that accompany me, including but not limited to ascended masters, archangels, angels, sacred fae, elementals, and ancestors. It was a beautiful weekend. I loved being back in the store. It was wonderful reconnecting with the energy of the store. It was wonderful spending time with Sheryl, who is a living goddess who owns Notions and Potions in person again. And of course, it was very happy to it was really wonderful because I gave a grand total of 4 readings, 3 on, that's Corey, and she's okay. Corey is okay. It was really wonderful in that, you know, one of the readings I conducted was with somebody that I'd only met once or twice before, that she'd never had a reading with me before, but she loved my energy, and you know, and she felt extremely comfortable with me, and this reminds me about the massive importance of paying attention to one's energy. You know, I personally do not have an issue with anyone going to another reader. I've never had an issue with that. I feel that it's imperative that a client focus on what they're feeling energetically, because some people we connect with, but it's like we don't have a reading with them. And there are some people that it's like we massively connect with them, and it's like, well, I don't want to have a reading with anybody else but that person. And it's funny because it really does make a difference when we pay attention to the energy that we're experiencing with that individual. But yeah, I definitely have no problem with anybody having a reading with somebody else. You know, again, the energy may flow in a different direction for you. And that energy may say, have a reading with this person instead of Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, at this time. So, but it was very happy for me to be back in Beacon, for me to dine in a new place to eat. It's called The Vault. It's new to me. I'd never heard of it before Saturday, June 13th. And I was very happy to be treated by the two people who'd had readings with me, the two other people who'd had readings with me at Notions and Potions after that first reading. In fact, it was lovely to reconnect with both of them. One I had spent time with not too long ago, and the other one I had spent time with in ages. I had not spent time with her in ages, so it was really great reconnecting with her. And it was a prime opportunity to use an oracle card deck that I had never used either for myself or with a client before. So it was really exciting. And of course, it was very wonderful to also just rediscover how powerful my mediumship abilities are and how powerful my empathic abilities are. Not that I need a reminder with that, you know. By the way, I am drinking probably one of the most popular of Bigelow teas, Constant Comment, which lives up to its title, by the way. And I added a combination of light brown sugar and dark brown sugar and some light cream. And of course, my awesome audiovisual person is drinking the specialty coffee of La Casa de Roberto, formerly known as Sheryl. And it is a really special blend. I mean, I'm like, it's power-packed, like really power-packed. To which I added a combination of light brown sugar, dark brown sugar, and heavy cream. And I don't think there's much in the coffee in the cup left, so I know that pretty soon I'll be making another cup for him and a new cup for me for the next video. But I am super happy that Notions and Potions has reopened. For the record, they officially reopened their doors on Monday, June 1st. Their hours are slightly different. Tuesdays, they're officially closed. However, Wednesdays, they're open by appointment only. The rest of the week, the hours are still the same. And just a reminder, for those of you that are going to have in-person readings with me at Notions and Potions, keep in mind that I usually, the cutoff is usually half an hour before the official end time. So, for example, Fridays and Saturdays, the store is open from 12 noon to 7 p.m. But I'm available for readings from noon until 6:30 p.m. With regards to Sundays, the official hours are noon to 4 p.m. Pardon me. So I would be available for readings on Sundays from noon to 4 p.m. And of course, that's Eastern Time. And I am still feeling led to continue being available for all kinds of readings when I'm at Notions and Potions. So it just so happens I will be back in July, and I'm going to quickly look up the dates because I want to make sure that I give you the correct dates. So I will be back at Notions and Potions from Friday, July 17th through Sunday, July 19th, 2020. Friday, July 17th I'll be available for readings from noon until 6:30 p.m. Saturday, July 18th, I'll be available for readings from noon until 6:30 p.m. And Sunday, July 19th, 2020, I'll be available for readings from noon until 4 p.m. and again, that's Eastern Time. So, now keep in mind, August and January, I do not give readings at Notions and Potions. It's a thing with me. And I only do it with Notions and Potions, probably because I'm only available for a certain period of time when I'm there, meaning a certain block of dates. And I've always felt that when I give readings in a store, January I don't, because that's my birthday month, and August I don't because because at the beginning of August the sun is in Leo, which is my rising sign. As well as the polar opposite of Aquarius, which is my natal moon sign. But I've always found that arrangement to work very well for me. So after Sunday, July 19th of this year, I will not be back at Notions and Potions until September. Those dates have yet to be established, but I'll definitely have a better idea as to when in August, after I come back from my vacation. Yes, I am actually going on a vacation. And I have the honor and pleasure of being accompanied by my awesome audiovisual person. We are going to one of my favorite places on the planet. I'm not going to reveal that yet, but I'll just say I haven't been there in years. It's been too long. Those of you who follow me on Instagram, you probably have a good idea based on my recent posts and recent comments on other posts. But anyway, and if you look at who I'm following, you'll have a really good idea. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. My awesome audiovisual person is an essential worker. He works as a delivery person for an online grocery. So he needs it more than I do. I do not need a vacation. I want a vacation, and there is a big difference. But I know that my body, mind, and soul will benefit from that vacation as well. So once again, thank you to all of you who had readings with me at Notions and Potions. Thank you to all of you who had readings with me either by phone, Skype, email, either before I was back at Notions and Potions this month or after I returned from Notions and Potions. Part of me is still recovering, actually. It's so strange because, you know, it's not like I'm traveling several hours. You know, in between the bus from where I live to Port Authority, and then walking from Port Authority to Grand Central Terminal, and then taking the Hudson Line train to Beacon, or rather Beacon and Cold Spring, New York, you know, I'm probably spending, and the taxi, I'm probably spending maybe 2 to 3 hours, maybe 3.5 hours if the traffic is really heavy, in travel time one way. So it's not like I've been, you know, I've been traveling for 20 hours and 3 different layovers that are each a minimum an hour long, and that kind of thing. But in any event, part of me is still recovering, especially since I worked from my side position of employment the day after my return. So I'm like, you know, so yeah, I see a lot more naps in my immediate future. But in any event, thank you again to all of you who had readings with me, to all of you who spread the word, to all of you who are already having readings with me, who have already set aside dates and times to return to Notions and Potions to have a reading with me. And I wish all of you peace, prosperity, protection for you and yours in great and glorious divine abundance. And as always, please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and schedule. And good night, and stay tuned for the next video.